Okie doke. So yeah, we are going back into the game, and so yeah, we'll just be continuing the adventure just a little bit. We made some progress as we were into the Golden Grove at this point, a more colorful locale for sure.
It looks very pretty.
Yeah, right. Like, and the idea is like we make it through here to get to El Mamoon, which is the next kind of hub, more desert inspired, like Middle Eastern, aesthetic to it. But yeah, like, so what's interesting about this is the Golden Grove reminds me a bit of the dungeon from before, the Ding Dong Well, that actually has quite a few winding paths that include treasures during certain routes that make it much more worthwhile to explore a little bit. You'll see that the development of my familiars has gotten a little bit better. Like Thumblelemur or Lame has become an absolute rock star. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The enemies have changed just a tiny bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same
like the
basic
pom-pom,
principle,
the green
though.
one. Yeah. Yeah, very similar. Although, like, some enemies in the world map, just like so far have truly gotten a little bit more challenging. I would say. Yeah, and you'll notice that eventually I pick up on the fact that different attacks have different affinities for the enemies, and you can actually do a lot more damage with them.
Right. Yeah. That
Which makes sense. Yeah, like different elemental resistances.
Well,
It's a little subtle sometimes how they're done.
Yeah, well, and I know, like, even in games like, Tales and stuff like that, they do have that kind of system too.
Yeah.
And but you always have to, like, scan the enemies to get them.
Yeah.
Or
use a magic
magnifying
lens.
glass. Or, whatever it was.
Magic lens, which was the greatest thing because they were so incredibly dirt cheap in the actual games.
Yeah, and I always like doing that stuff. I like filling out the bestiaries if I can.
Yeah, it was satisfying. Some of the enemies are really cool to look at, and also, just in general, I found that, especially when you found like the secret bosses and stuff, like that one in Symphonia that was like the skeleton with the special weapon that you can unlock. I remember being so happy with myself when I beat it the first time. Oh man.
Very cool. But I mean, I love, that's one of the things I love about these games is like, you get, they pack a lot of secrets into them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there are a lot of, like, I always like, I like the stuff, I like where there's a lot of games where you can miss things on your first playthrough. You know?
It adds replay value.
And like, well, that was like one of the things that disappointed me a lot about the Link's Awakening video, just because like, what I found like when when the ghost was following me, right? I was like, oh, this is really cool. I found like something that
like a secret almost,
but it was scripted, right? It was something that was supposed to happen. I was kind of disappointed with that because like, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of Zelda games they do a lot of that stuff is scripted, but it's sometimes, and especially I think after playing Breath of the Wild, where things are just like everything is basically a secret, right?
Yeah.
You had to find all the memories and all that stuff, but that was one of the things that just like it disappointed me, and that's one of the things I love about these games. Is you can just for most of your playthroughs, like you can find something,
like this is clearly something that you return to. Like
right.
It's Baymax without limbs. Like
exactly.
Raymax.
Raymax.
Yeah. There you go.
Hairy baby.
Ew.
La, la, la.
Oh yeah, so the accessories, like you of course find ones that are better. They improve upon the ones you currently have.
That makes sense. Weapon progression. That's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's just like I mean, even like accessories like these, like I gave that one to Thumblelemur just because it's got like with Go Wild, it just becomes such a powerhouse physically. Whereas Mighty is more defensive. Like that's definitely their more like concentrate. Even like you'll notice that they had different genuses, and Mighty's is literally like a little tiny mite.
Yeah.
Like a little tiny knight, like with armor.
Nice.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
It's interesting. And like certain characters actually use those.
Oh.
Yeah, they chase you. And
they're quick.
So I learned one interesting thing about this. When you complete stamp cards, you can exchange like a card or multiple cards for rewards, including a lot of them that are about like overworld. So you can get one that improves your movement speed in the overworld.
Oh, that's nice.
And the one that I picked originally was an improvement to the likelihood of getting better globes.
Okay.
Like like healing and mana, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that was a good choice.
So you mean like the stuff that that Drippy throws out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like not Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only there's not money with 2 N's and a U.
Right.
Being
And they
thrown out
weren't.
as well.
Yeah, and they weren't, blue and yellow.
Oh, they're still blue, but green. Oh, yeah, blue and green actually. They're the same.
Oh, they really?
Yes.
Well, because the mana ones were
blue.
They were the little like clear bubbles.
Pretty much blue though. They had that hue to it.
The money
was
were
yellow
and blue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they didn't have the money in this, so that's the key differentiator.
Yeah.
Whereas the health though was like green and green. It's the exact same.
Yeah, but I mean, but the way they do like money is the same as they do with any other of
like
these
Final
RPGs
Fantasy
do,
almost.
Right?
Yeah, Guilders.
After you win. You get it. Yeah.
You just mug their corpses. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Well, it's funny because like
America.
That's literally just like what it is, and like nobody really talks about it because it's just like it's what you do in Skyrim, right? You go up and you loot the corpse.
Yeah.
But it's like literally what you're doing in here, but they're just like, nah, it's just a windscreen.
Well, it's funny because they'll talk about this, and it's just like you fight them to make them go away, and I'm like, no, you're murdering these beasts.
Yeah. It's like it's pretty much just like how Pokemon try to do it. They fainted, but everyone always says that I killed it.
Oh yeah, and when all your Pokemon faint, you don't white out. You're just dead.
Yep.
Because they come for you next.
Exactly. Well, that's
very dark
That's
picture.
what I love about Nuzlocke.
Mm.
That's the lore, right?
That opens up the implications.
You
to
die.
A very stark reality. Yeah.
You game over. You have to start again.
But yeah, the battling is a little more satisfying now. But like, I've yet to even like showcase Lame. But it's just like, oh man.
It's because he's lame.
Aha. So much bread. So much moldy bread. All right. Oh yeah, and so these dessert items here, you can actually use them to improve your familiars, as it turns out.
Oh.
So it's
so
a little bit like EV training.
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got basically your carbos and your.
And some of them will like they'll have better bonuses. Like Flan is like more for defense, which is weird because you'd think that Flan would but like they're all sugary
make you a little
treats.
softer.
Yeah. Well, look at Snorlax. He's plenty defensive. Yeah, he's got longevity.
Watch this.
Oh, he's only so defensive because he's got so much padding.
Exactly. So Flan just adds on the padding.
But I think it's just like it's funny just the way that like defense works.
Yeah.
Because it's like you see like the Pokemon that are like buff, like the Champ, right?
Yeah.
Very kind of low defense, but very high attack. So like defense doesn't actually have to do anything to do with like how big your muscles are.
Yeah.
It more has to do with how fat you are.
Well, yeah, because like
you get.
muscle is denser. It's funny to think about that. Well, I guess you look at like what was it? Endurance sports in Japan. Like I think of sumo wrestling.
Oh yeah.
It's just like they're not lean. That's kind of the point.
Yep.
So yeah, like what was it? Thumblelemur, you notice that like his growths are more concentrated in evasion, like his slippery bastard.
Yeah, I remember seeing that's a very high stat on that. With that particular one.
Particular.
Which is good. I mean, evasion's always good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good in this one just because like a lot of the enemy's attacks will miss you, and it's kind of a relief because they're relentless.
Well, and he has less defense though, right? Like,
yes.
Or lame.
Oh, like lame. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's a berserker. That's what like this familiar largely is.
Weird.
Pretty cool.
Weird that
just
a
like
lemur
watch this.
would be a berserker.
Watch the enemy's health bar. Oh my god, it's magnificent. Gone.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Crazy. Not so lame after all.
Mm-hmm. Look at those eyes. There's murder in them eyes.
No mercy.
Lee Mercy.
Lee Mercy.
Ah.
Yes.
Anywho. Oh yeah. So
was that part of the map on the other side, one that you couldn't travel to? It was like near the beginning. Maybe it was like blocked off or something.
Well, yeah, it's like you'll notice that like some of the like they're it looks like mushrooms, but they're not like they're flat. Like you can't. It looks like they're part of like something to traverse.
Yeah.
But nothing you can interact with yet. Gotcha. It's just like I tried, but it's just like no. But anyways, just like we proceed into this, and it's just like the pom poms are actually kind of annoying. But see, like they didn't hit a single one of those attacks. And they're also the worst choice to fight with Mighty, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Because they're more physically defensive. Blubbery. They're
Yeah.
they're not
They
hard.
really are.
Well, it's funny too because like this game, the enemy at least you're familiar. It's like Mighty has a little knight symbol. It's like, oh, okay, you're defensive. Otherwise, it would be like a little tubby, like I don't know, apple bellied goon. But yeah. He always says Nito.
I like him. I like him a lot.
Ollie's great. Ollie, like, he is such a good, like, of course he's a child, right? So they make him such a innocent, relatable type of character, and he's just this absolute like gem of a character, and I love him so much. He's like a little tiny Dale Cooper.
Well, I mean, it's just, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like you expect that from Ghibli, right? Like, all of their characters are like that.
Their child characters in particular, yeah.
Well, I even found like, well, I mean, maybe less with Ashitaka from the one Princess Mononoke. Because he was very much more like a stoic character.
Yeah.
But because he was just like, well, I've been banished. Like, I mean, I willingly was banished from my village to go and find, a cure for this thing that's killing me. So, so he was very much a more stoic character, and but like, then you've got like Kiki and what's her name? She was from Spirited Away. And it's funny because like she forgot her name too. So,
nice.
But yeah, and then like Satsuki and from Totoro. All those characters, like they're very like they're written almost in the same way because they're kids and they can be, but it's just the difference is obviously their experiences.
Can't open a chest from behind, as it turns out. Unfortunate.
Iced coffee.
Yeah, like in a chest, right?
Interesting.
And it's still cold.
I trust it.
It's impressive. It means somebody was here recently. Do a little forensic investigation on this area. Is that Pom Pom? Ah!
It's got that nice little under. It's got like
the underbite.
It's got that Mike Wazowski underbite.
Yeah. Just need the eyes on there.
Yeah, just the one giant monocle.
Like there was a meme that was recently shared where it's just like it's like Mike Wazowski, Shrek, and there was like two other characters, and like they're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
You got like Mike's eye on Shrek. You got Shrek's face on Mike. There's two other characters that are escaping me right now, but it's just like two other green characters. I have to look it up. Well, some other time. But it's just, oh man, like Mike's eye on so many of them, like just cracked me up.
Beautiful.
My indecisive ass looking at the map over and over again, and then turning around because I'm like, no, let's.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the beautiful part about these games. Is because they're meant to be explored. So
that's the thing. Like I whenever I see like you'll see landmarks, certain landmarks that show up on that map. I want to go toward the one that doesn't look like the obvious exit because I want to find stuff.
Because obvious. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it.
Literally.
I mean, it's just
you don't want to go off the beaten path. That's why I turned off the story markers so that I can just like explore at my own pace.
Yeah, I mean, take that, Rockstar.
Rockstar.
We want you to play the game our way and only our way.
Which is funny because you can when you're playing online, but it's just like I just love that in GTA 5, you mark a destination on your map and you just drive. It drives for you. It's the same in Red Dead. It's like, okay, sure.
Well, then they do the same thing in Breath of the Wild even too. Breath of the Wild allows you to do that, but I mean, you're definitely able to control your horse.
Oh yeah, but like it just veers back onto that path as often as it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
unless
really annoying.
You're far enough away from the path.
They need like a function like in
to be able to turn
where
it
you
off.
could just like hold control and just like go wherever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like in like Tales, the Tales games where you can hold the button and move around, have like a free roam.
Oh yeah,
the combat.
The Hard Frost harpoon. So it's just like it's interesting because none of my characters use harpoons. So that was like the indicator. It's just like, oh,
I'm getting one. Yeah!
Yeah. Oh man, though. And yeah, oh jeez. Take out the patches. Oh, stop. Oh yeah, my dumb ass giving Oliver the mage, the attack bonuses.
He needs it!
So he can whack them with a stick. Yeah, yeah.
His nice little pole.
Gross. We can, that's where it stops.
Yeah, we're gonna...